days of my life. And I built my little dream, my sueñito. Here, in Washington Heights.
Turn up the street lights. We're taking the flight to a couple of days in the life for what it's like in Washington Heights.
Hello social media lands and all subsequent social media lands. Welcome to an all new video. In this video we're going to be talking about a new film that just got released on HBO Max this past weekend and also hit theater 2 as well. It is a musical extravaganza film and it's just something that I can't wait to talk about. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this video and the other videos I put up. And as always people, if you enjoy my content and want to check out my other social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, definitely check those out too, where I also post some daily or even, frequently new collaborations and all that kind of cool stuff. So definitely check those out too. And as always people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be talking about a new musical extravaganza film that just got released on HBO Max and into theaters last Friday. And it is a really well done film that was enjoyable, interesting, and definitely had its flaws. But of course, that film happens to be the film known as, ready for it? In the Heights. Oh yeah, In the Heights. Oh yeah. So this is actually based off of a Broadway play that actually happened back in 2008 and was created by this Latino Broadway writer and so forth that, basically was giving a Latino flair to the Broadway scene and to give like a story about Latino heritage and stuff like that. And this gal actually also helped write the film itself. She actually was one of the producers too as well that got this finally created into an actual film. Also, Lin-Manuel, if you didn't know this, also did the music and the lyrics for the film. He actually did it for the Broadway play too as well, for those that did not know that, but also he did it for the film too as well, and that's why he actually has a guest cameo in the film too, because he was a part of it. But if you're not familiar with what this film, like I said, it's a Latino heritage type of film, I feel, that gives you kind of a story about a young Latino man and basically kind of like how he ends up where he is at. It's kind of like a little bit of the premise. But it is just a musical extravaganza that gives us lots of great songs that had really great contemporary music and just great Latin flair and a lot of great Latino expressions, I thought. Now, this film happens to be directed none other by a gentleman that goes by the name of John M. Chu. Oh yeah, John M. Chu. Ooh, John M. Chu. So John M. Chu you might recognize as the director of the films such as Crazy Rich Asians, and he became hugely popular with that film because it was pretty much all Asian, cast and so forth, and just was a really amazing film. Now, a couple films that I've actually enjoyed that John M. Chu has directed are as follows. Now, the first one happens to be a film that was a sequel to a cartoon 80s film, or a cartoon series, I should say, that was very popular in the 80s. They ended up finally making a live-action film in like the early 2000s, and he ended up actually directing the sequel to the film. And that happens to be the film called G.I. Joe Retaliation. Oh yeah, G.I. Joe Retaliation. Yeah, the G.I. Joe movie with very little of Channing Tatum's original character from the first film. Yeah, which I thought was kind of interesting that they killed his character off so quickly in that film. And it was more like the Rock film, I feel, because he was like the kind of the main big character in the film, I thought. But anyways, I thought John did an amazing job directing that film. Like, he really showed that he has really decent directing chops. Like, he went from doing like a musical, like a comedy drama, to doing this like action-packed film that was, very action-oriented and had, comedy involved with it. And I thought he just really had a really good eye for what he wanted to do with the film, because, the first film was decent, but this one I thought was even better, and he just had a better eye and gave us a lot more action sequences and gave us a really great sequel that I don't think it's enough recognition for how well it was directed and just how well of a good movie it is. Now, the second film that I really enjoyed that he directed is another musical film with lots of dancing involved in the film that's mostly about dancing. And that happens to be the sequel called Step Up 2 in the Streets. Oh yeah, Step Up 2. Oh my god, this movie was amazing, and John did an amazing job directing this. I loved every single person that was involved in the film, from begin to begin, to, you know, pretty much anyone that was involved in the film. Their dance moves in that film were so well choreographed and just so fun, and the music and inspiration for the film just was so well conceived too, and I thought John did a really good job of bringing that to life as well. It was very similar to me to how In the Heights felt, but I definitely think Step Up 2 was better of his two musical journeys that he's done, and just I thought it was just a little better of a film. But like I said, you know, as I go on about, you know, John's directing ability for In the Heights, like I said, I thought he did a good job. I really enjoyed the direction he took the film. I liked how he gave it a great life and was stick very closely to the play. I definitely thought that there were some parts that he could have edited better and not dragged out as much, but still, it was a really great directing effort, and I enjoyed his directing of the film. So this movie has a really diverse cast that comes from all different backgrounds: singers, actors, you know, comedians, etc., TV shows, and all that kind of good stuff. And it was just a really fun cast that I really enjoyed watching in the film. Now, to start us off is none other than the main guy himself, Mr. Anthony Ramos. Oh yeah, Anthony Ramos! Woo! Anthony Ramos! Woo! So Anthony Ramos, he's done a few different films over the years. This is probably like his third or fourth film that he's been in, and he's had like little bit parts and stuff like that in other films. And nothing has been of any like super huge significance, but still, from what he brought to his characters in the other films I've seen, he actually did a really decent job. And I really enjoyed him in The Heights. I thought he had a really amazing singing voice, and I just thought that he brought a great, you know, story to his character and brought him to life. Now, you might also recognize him as in the Hamilton play, where he played two different characters in the play itself, and actually was a part of the live version that they filmed for that got released on Disney Plus last year. He actually played those two characters in that version of Hamilton 2 as well, which I thought was really cool. So the only other film I've actually seen Anthony Ramos in is a great action-packed sequel film that is a part of the Monster universe, and just is a really awesome addition to that amazing film franchise. And that, of course, is a film called Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh yeah, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Ooh. So he had a small, brief part in the film. He played a military character, and from what he brought to the characterization, I really enjoyed. I thought he had some really great one-liners. I thought that he had a great repertoire with all the different actors that he did interact with, and I thought he brought a really great class to his character and gave us a really decent show of his acting chops. I really enjoyed his characterization in that film, and I really enjoyed his character, and I thought that he brought a great, just a different characterization to the other military characters in the film, and I just really enjoyed him. I thought he was good in it. If you haven't seen Godzilla, King of the Monsters, definitely check it out. Check out Anthony Ramos's performance in the film. He was really awesome in it. Now, like I was saying before, I thought he did an amazing job of the film In the Heights. I thought his singing was amazing. I thought he did a great job lip-syncing, you know, in the scenes where he's lip-syncing to his own song and music and stuff like that in the film. And I just really enjoyed his character. I fell in love with this character. And I just really liked the character itself and all the, you know, awesome characterizations and the acting that he brought to the character. And I just really enjoyed his interactions with all the other characters throughout the film. And I just thought he brought real life to his character of Usabi, and he just really was Usabi. Really great performance by him. If you haven't seen In the Heights yet, definitely check it out for Anthony's performance. He was really fantastic in it. So that brings me to the second person I like to talk about that was in this film. Now, this person this is her acting debut, actually. This is her first debut film. She actually hasn't performed in anything else. She hasn't acted in anything else. She's actually a Latino singer that has actually won 3 Grammy Awards, or Latin Grammy Awards, I should say, for her singing, that she's actually a musician. She's done several different albums. And then, of course, is the singer known as Leslie Grace. Oh, yeah. Leslie Grace. Ooh. So Leslie Grace, like I said, this is her debut film, and for it being her debut film, I thought she did a really decent job. I thought that her acting was above par. I thought that she did a really good job of being realistic and bringing a great realization to this character, and I thought that she acted well with everyone and really gave us a really great presentation. I definitely didn't think that this was her first film or she was a novice. I definitely thought she had been around for a while. She did that good of a job. If you haven't seen her or anything else, definitely check out her albums. Leslie Grace, she actually has a really great singing voice. So that brings me to the next actor I like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the man himself, Mr. Jimmy Smits. Oh yeah, Jimmy Smits, woo! Jimmy Smits! Oh my god, Jimmy Smits. You might, of course, recognize Jimmy Smits from several things over the years. He was known for NYPD Blue. He's been on a whole bunch of different TV shows throughout the years. He's had bits and pieces in other kinds of TV shows, movies, and so forth, and just a really awesome actor. Now, a couple things I really enjoyed him in as it followed. Now, the first one happens to be a 1986 film starring Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal called Running Scared. Oh yeah, Running Scared. This movie is really awesome. It's a great, like, buddy cop comedy action drama flick. And Jimmy Smits actually plays the main bad guy in the film. He's a new and upcoming drug lord that Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal are trying to stop. And he just played the villain to the T. He was so good. He had such a great menacing vibe to himself. He just gave us this really great performance that was kind of similar to his NYPD character a little bit. Because, you know, in NYPD Blue, he could be a little like evil and so forth, but, you know, still has some good in him. But as this drug lord character, he was just pure evil and fun, and just a really great bad guy for this film. If you haven't seen Running Scared, definitely give it a whirl, people. It's worth a watch. It reminds me of, like, Rush Hours and makes me think of, like, the Beverly Hills Cops and so forth. If you like those type of films, definitely check this one out. It's a really good one. Now, the second film that I like to talk about, or the couple other films I like to talk about that he was a part of, Mr. Jimmy Smits, are the amazing characterization and character that he got to play in the second and third Star Wars films. And that, of course, is the character, you know, General Organa himself, who ends up adopting Princess Leia. Oh yeah, so the films are Star Wars, Attack of the Clones, and Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Oh yeah, the Star Wars 2 and 3 films. Oh my god. He was so awesome as General Organa. I thought he was awesome as his character. It was great to finally see this character on the big screen, you know, in the film series, to see who raised Leia, who, you know, gave her all the things she had, even though she, you know, they weren't her birth parents. And I thought Jimmy Smits did a great job of bringing that character to life and giving us, you know, who this character was, who they were, and, you know, what possessed them to take in Leia and to, you know, treat her the way they do, and what kind of people they were, and they were part of the Resistance and so forth. It just was a really great, fun character, and I really enjoyed seeing Jimmy bring it to life. He did a really good job. If you haven't seen either of those Star Wars films, definitely check them out. They're worth the watch. Now, it comes to his character in The Heights. I really enjoyed his character. I loved that, you know, he played this, like, Latino father that was trying to put his daughter through college. He was doing everything to make her life better than his. And I thought he did a really good job of bringing that to life and giving us this great characterization. And just giving us this really authentic feeling like what a, you know, any type of man, doesn't matter what race they are, you know, trying to have a better life for their child. And I thought that he brought a really great realness to that, and I just really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed his compassion and his power that he brought to it, and I just thought it was a really well-done performance. If you're a fan of Jimmy Smits, definitely check out In the Heights for his performance. He was actually really spectacular in it. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the other kind of, like, sidekick buddy of Anthony Ramos' character. And that, of course, is Mr. Corey Hawkins. Oh yeah, Corey Hawkins! Woo! Corey Hawkins! Yeah! So Corey Hawkins you might recognize from a few things over the years. He's actually a pretty big bit player. He's done a lot of things. He's done musicals before and so forth. But a couple films I really enjoyed him are as followed. Now, the first one happens to be a great 2014 film starring Liam Neeson called NonStop. Oh yeah, NonStop. Ooh, I actually got to see this in theaters. It was a fantastic airplane hijacking film with a great premise, great acting by everyone involved, and Corey Hawkins was just so superb in this film. I really enjoyed his character. I loved that he brought a great realness to this character, and I just enjoyed kind of how, like, he goes from you thinking he's a good guy, but actually he's really a bad guy in disguise, and he just really brought that to life and gave us this really awesome portrayal of this character. And I just really enjoyed some of his lines that he had between him and Liam Neeson, and because you really were convinced he was really this person, and he just did such an amazing job of bringing that and being so realistic. Just really enjoyed him in the film, and I thought he was a great bad guy in the film. If you haven't seen NonStop, definitely give it a real people. It's worth the watch. Now, the second film he was in that I really enjoyed him in was just another great film that doesn't get enough credit for how great of a film it is, too. And he plays in this one, he definitely plays a good guy, and he's like a research, almost like zoologist type of character that just, I really enjoyed his characterization. I really enjoyed what he brought to the film. And that is the film called Kong Skull Island. Oh yeah, Kong Skull Island. Ooh. I loved him in this film because he had some great one-liners that were just so freaking funny, and just his presentation of acting with everyone else, too, was just really on point and fun. And just his interactions with some of the other characters just worked out really well and made the film more entertaining. I just really enjoyed him as this character. I thought that he brought a realism to the character. He gave us this really great, representation of what a person, like in his situation would have to deal with and bring to the table in this film, and I just thought it was really on point. If you haven't seen Kong Skull Island, definitely give it a roll, people, for Corey Hawkins. He was really awesome in it. Now, it comes to his character in The Heights. I really enjoyed him. I thought that he did a great job of singing his songs. He had an amazing voice. I thought that the songs he did sing, they harmonized so well with the other people he was singing with. I thought that he brought a great, compassion and just really great performance to the role of the character he played. And I love the interactions with him and, the gal that he's in love with, and how their relationship blossoms. And I just enjoyed his relationship with, Anthony Ramos too as well. I thought they worked really well together and gelled very well, and just made a really great, duo, and just did a really great performance. I really enjoyed him, and I thought he was a great addition to the film, and just thought he did a really good job all around. If you haven't seen In the Heights yet, definitely check out Corey Hawkins. He is worth the watch, people. So like I was saying before, what is In the Heights about? Basically, it's about the story of this young Latino man, basically telling his story of how he ended up where he is, and kind of the story that, led him to where he is at the present time. And it's just a really great kind of like coming of age story with great music and just really well done, choreographed music and choreographed dancing, and just some really great funny moments. And all in all, like I said, I thought the film itself was a little too long. I thought it should have been edited down a little bit to not be as long, because I felt that there was definitely parts that dragged. And so that's why I wouldn't give this a full 10, unfortunately, for this film, because otherwise, if they had edited it and it wasn't as long, I think I probably would have gave this a big 10, because it just was so fun and so much, and just so enjoyable. So I give this one 6 out of 10 golden movie boxes up. Definitely worth a watch, definitely worth your while. I don't think I would add it to my collection, but definitely I want the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack was amazing. Definitely will listen to the music again, and just was a really fun musical that they put out that was really enjoyable. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out on HBO Max or in theaters now. It's worth the watch. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any of my older or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, people, if you want to show some support, definitely check out my Patreon page, where I do bloopers, outtakes, and all kinds of cool stuff, new upcoming project, and all that kind of cool stuff. So definitely check that out too. And also, if you're a huge horror fan, definitely check out the link for the horror pack, where you can get great horror films right to your door for a great low price every month. They're just so much fun. So definitely check that out too, people. And as always, catch you in the next one.